So the workshop so far is really interesting, bringing together a range of people with different ideas, interests and levels of skills and knowledge around data and open data, and just some thinking and challenging of how we can use that across the different sectors.
We all recognise that digital skills are important, but too often we don't think about the data that's associated with those digital skills as well. And I'm looking forward to seeing how the sort of understanding of what is data literacy and how can we better convey that important sort of information to a wider audience.
Data literacy is just more than skills, being able to sort of plug in some numbers and get out some sort of statistic, but rather there's a more holistic approach to asking questions about our social world and empowering people with the tools that they need to understand the data that's being collected about them, but also to use data in their cities, in their neighborhoods to make lives better.
I'm here to sort of develop my own learning, if you like. It just so happens that in my role at Zero Waste Scotland, we do look much broader in terms of what it is that we can do with data. We would like to engage more with citizens directly, and obviously that would involve capturing data. How can we develop that programme of work with the citizen in mind?
There's always a big challenge in terms of from public services about there's limited resources in terms of financial resources. The thing about data is it allows us to analyse what's going on to then present a really robust evidence-led picture which says to Council, we think for the best, for the well-being of our citizens and actually the health of our economy, we should be investing in these areas.
As with every other sector, there's a real squeeze, and we're looking always at being able to do more with less. And actually that means that everybody within the sector needs to have an increased levels of skills, and that includes data literacy, so that they can work and understand and analyse the services that they're providing, the data that they actually want to capture, and the way in which they capture that data.
The critical skills needed for the proper analysis of that data is often not all there for everyone. So I think it's what the network is about facilitating those skills to a much wider range of the population.
I think what it can do for us is provide us a really safe environment to start exploring and bringing together some of the problems which we're seeing, some of the good practice that we're seeing, and to expose us to new and different ideas, and so that I can then take that back out into the sector and we can do lots more cross-collaboration.
So I particularly really enjoyed today because it gave me the space to think about what it is that we actually do in our roles and how we can do them more effectively.
I think that this next generation of young people who are coming through, they're going to be the first generation of young people whose lives are going to be essentially driven by data, either that they've made or that other people are collecting about them as well. And I think that it's going to be really important that then they have a better understanding of how is that data being used, and to challenge that as well. They're going to be the policymakers of the future. They're going to be the ones running these companies, so they need to understand the power of it and what they can do about it.
And I think we've come a long way in getting a more common understanding of what we mean in terms of practical skills, in terms of data cleaning, data visualization, data communication, privacy and ethical considerations. So I think we've really operationalized a lot of our key terms. We're speaking the same language, and now we can sort of think about what next for interventions, for curriculum design, and for policy suggestions.